On this channel, we provide useful programming information with practical code examples. This time, we'll be covering maps in SAS. We will explain the basics to advanced usage of SAS maps, and provide practical examples. Enabling subtitles will make the code descriptions easier to understand. A map in SAS is a data structure that holds key-value pairs, similar to objects in JavaScript or dictionaries in Python. By using maps in SAS, you can manage complex styles concisely and improve maintainability. Maps in SAS are defined using parentheses. The syntax is as follows. For example, to create a map for managing color themes, you can define it as shown below. In SAS, you use the map.get function to retrieve a value from a map. When the SAS file is compiled into CSS, it will look like this. This code gets the primary color value from the $colors map and applies it to the button's background color. Using the map.set function, you can assign a new value to a specified key. If the key already exists, its value will be overwritten. This code adds a danger key to the map and sets its value as the button's background color. When the SAS file is compiled into CSS, it will look like this. By using the map remove function, you can remove a specific key and its value from a map. This code removes the danger key from the map, so the background color of button danger will be null. When the SAS file is compiled into CSS, it will look like this. Using the map merge function, you can add new keys and values to an existing map. This code adds a danger key to an existing SAS map and sets its color as the button's background color. When the SAS file is compiled into CSS, it will look like this. With the map merge function, you can add multiple new keys and values to an existing map at once. This code adds multiple keys and values at the same time to an existing SAS map. The map.hasKey function lets you check if a specific key exists in a map. Using the map keys function, you can retrieve all the keys. Using the map values function, you can retrieve all the values. In SAS, you can use the at each directive to loop through a map. This code loops through each key and value in a SAS map and automatically generates a class for each color. When the SAS file is compiled into CSS, it will look like this. Maps can also have a nested structure. In this case, use nested map.get functions. This code gets the background and text colors for the light theme from a nested SAS map and applies them to the body. When the SAS file is compiled into CSS, it will look like this. By using maps, you can easily manage media queries and responsive design. This code uses a SAS map to automatically generate responsive container classes for each breakpoint. When the SAS file is compiled into CSS, it will look like this. SAS maps are a powerful tool for organizing your style sheet, increasing flexibility and reusability. They can be used in many scenarios, such as value management, looping, and implementing responsive design. The source code for this video can be downloaded from the official website. If you like, please visit the URL in the description to aid your learning. See you in the next video. Please subscribe and give us a thumbs up.